Hello, my name is Dwayne Kimball, and I'm bringing you another educational video as it pertains to the VA disability compensation claims process. And today we're going to be talking about evidence in your VA claim file. In my previous video, I mentioned or I showed everyone a copy of my VA claims folder. This is something I put together on my own. I felt that it was a need, it was something that I needed to ensure that I knew what was going on with my claim as I was going through the VA disability compensation process. So I wanted to show you this and share this video and share some things that's in my claim file. So before the first item is service treatment records. This is a copy of all my service treatment records from active duty. As you can see, relatively small, but I did request a copy of these from the Department of Veterans Affairs. Once I received these, I went through them. There's those old immunization records. So when I received these, I went through them, and you can see I tabbed. Okay, everything that I claimed, I tabbed treatment, and it's dates that I was treated for in service. But on the top of my medical records, I have copy of my enlistment. Okay, enlistment exam. This is an exam that you receive when you go to the MEPS. So this is on top, and everything is in chronological order, so I could relatively go through it pretty quick and find everything that I was treated for in service. So you definitely want to get a copy of your service treatment records from service. And at the end of towards the end of the video, I'll explain how you can obtain a copy of your claims file to include your service records from the VA. Second piece of information, this is a packet, a little small packet from a private physician that I saw treatment for a particular condition that I was claiming. I submitted a VA form 21-4142, and what that form is a medical release that the VA will send to your doctor or private physician, whomever you receive treatment from, to get a copy of this. I received a call from a VSR, Veteran Service Representative, that was completing development on my claim, and he instructed me that it would be a lot faster to obtain this information myself instead of having the VA to try and obtain that information. And that's exactly what I did. So I think these were for a right knee condition that I was claiming. As you can see, these are small, relatively small. I didn't send this entire packet to the VA. I went through and I pulled out the pertinent information as it pertained to that particular condition that I was claiming. I just didn't send them everything and say, here you go, take a look at it, and you pick out what you think you need. I went through and I picked out what I felt that they needed as it pertained to the right knee condition that I was claiming. Okay, so this is just one packet of the 5 that I have for that I've obtained from the private physicians that previously they gave me treatment. The other document that I have in here is the rating decision. Okay, and the rating decision is a document that lists the evidence that was used to decide your claim, whether a rating specialist granted or denied the benefit. It also has a narrative for each condition. It explains the condition in its entirety, if they denied you or they granted you. But what I found most useful out of the rating decision was the evidence section. Okay, you want to make sure that everything that you sent in is listed in this evidence section of the rating decision. The rating decision, you can tell, you can look at the top, it'll have the VA emblem on it, okay? So you would get something also called the notification letter. I thought I had one here. Notification letter. It's basically saying what's in the rating decision, but the narrative of the rating decision expounds on the actual condition itself, especially if you're denied. It's supposed to be information in there stating why they denied you, okay? But you want to make sure that when you start making copies of all the evidence that you sent the VA, you want to make sure that evidence is listed in the evidence section of the rating decision, okay? And the way you can tell that is if you made a copy of it and you send it in, it should be in here, okay, in the evidence section. And lastly, you also want to make sure you have a copy of the rating code sheet, okay? And on the rating code sheet, it'll have your name, social security number, which is your VA claim, the VSO organization, Veteran Service Organization that represents you, if you have one. Also, to have your enlistment date, your release of active duty dates, branch of service, and also the character discharge. And also, it'll have a 4-digit code off to the left with the service-connected condition and the percentage and the effective date, okay? You definitely want to know that 4-digit code, which is called a diagnostic code. And in a couple of my other videos, you've heard me speak about that, okay? And you can get that information as well. So in my last video, I showed this particular claim form and how I tabbed everything. And I got some feedback from it. So I wanted to do another video and talk about what I feel that, what you should have, what evidence you should have in your claim folder. And also, I've been getting questions as, how do I get a copy of my claims folder? So in order to get a copy, you have to submit a FOIA request, which is a Freedom of Information Act. Basically, once you send a written request to the Department of Veterans Affairs asking for your entire claim folder, then you will receive a copy of it. And I believe that you can ask for it to be paper or CD. If it's paper, if you ask for a paper copy, it may take a little bit longer. I think now they're putting them on CDs. Back when I requested mine, it all came in a packet. This is what I got. Was paper in the mail, which is fine. I kept it. And also, like I said, everything I sent to VA, I kept a copy of it as well. So again, if you want a copy of everything, you want to ask for entire copy of your claims file to include your service treatment records / military medical records, military personnel records, all compensation and pension exams, all rating decisions to include the rating code sheet, any other pertinent information that's in your file. You want to make sure you list that or state you want a copy of their entire claims file. So everything that rating specialist is looking at, you want a copy of it. And again, this is what it may look like. If you don't get a paper, it'll be on a disk, but it'll be a lot of information. I can still go to this claim folder and find certain things really quick because I've tabbed some things. So that definitely helped me, especially when I got ready to file my appeal. I had this sitting in front of me. I took it with me to my hearing. And as decision review officers, I was looking at her on the screen, and she was going through my original claim file. I had a copy of that, and it made it go a lot smoother and a lot faster. So definitely, if you're filing an appeal or just you're going for a rater hearing, decision review officer hearing at the high level review stage, or BVA, Board of Veterans Appeals, you're going before a judge, you want a copy of your entire claims file because you want to know what they're looking at. And if you have a copy of it, you know exactly what they're looking at it because you're going to have it right in front of you, okay? So with that being said, I know I probably covered a lot of information, and especially I covered a lot of information in other videos. So if you're frustrated with the VA claims process, you feel free to reach out to me. My 800 number is 855-765-3137. That's 855-765-3137. Or you can go to my website and schedule a free 15-minute consultation. And my website is kmd89.com. That's Kilo Mike Delta 89.com. So don't be frustrated. Get educated. Give me a call. Let's talk. Let's see where you're at, and maybe I can answer some of those tough questions. So with that being said, I would like to thank you for your service. Thank you for watching this video. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification button, and please leave a comment with some feedback down below. And also everything that I talked about, some things I talked about, I'll leave in the description section as well. Thank you.